Morning, boys and girls. If you're watching this video, that means you have mastered old school expanded form. And there are two different ways to do expanded form, kind of like there's two ways to show value. We know that one way to show value of a number is to pull the number down, and then to keep it in that place value, to make sure that it's parked correctly, we need to fill in all the other place value parking spots with zeros. So that is one way to show value, and that's the way that we're showing value in expanded form. In the old school expanded form, I would do 5 million, and then of course I would add the value of the 8, which if I pull down that 8 would be here in the hundreds place, fill in those zeros, and then of course I would need the value of the 7. I would pull that down to the 10 spot, fill in zeros, and then add the value of that 3. So that's the old school expanded form you guys have already mastered, and you guys should be pretty familiar with that just in general from other years of school. So this year in 5th grade, we're going to be working with new school expanded form, which really goes along with the meaning of value and the other way to show value. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of give you some examples of that. So for each digit in the number, except for zeros, if you ever get to a 0, you are kind of golden. That means you don't have to worry about the value because the value of 0 is 0. If we're going to figure out this number in new school expanded form, I'm going to take each digit, and for each digit, I'm going to list what is the digit that we're talking about, because different digits have different values. And I also care what place value that digit is in, because where it is located determines its value. We know greater to the left, lesser to the right. And I'm going to put that in a nice little package, and I'm going to multiply those together, because however many of that digit I have times that place value tells me what it's worth. So I'll give you an example. For the 5, I'm going to make my little package here, and I'm going to do the digit times the place value. So obviously the digit here is the 5, and the place value, I can dissect this, only teachers mash. This would be the millions place. So this is actually a 5 in the millions place. So if I was doing old school expanded form, I would have written, if you remember, 5 million. For new school expanded form, I'm simply writing what is the digit and what place value is it in, with a multiplication sign between it. So that would be that part of it. Now I'm going to add that to the next package of digit times place value. Again, I don't have to worry about these zeros. I can kind of ignore them. My next package is going to be for the 8. So I need the digit, again, times whatever place value it's parked in for the new school expanded form. So this would be an 8, which is the digit, and the place value, this is the hundreds place. So using numbers, I'm going to write 100. So the digit's 8, it's 100. We know this is worth 800. Now I'm going to do the 7, same package, digit times place value. It's a 7, and it's a 7 in the tens place. And then of course we have our 3 is the last one. The digit is a 3, and its place value is the ones place. And so you can see here, this would be what new school expanded form looks like. Digit times place value. We're going to combine that with digit times place value. This is directly connected to old school expanded form. I'm going to go back and put old school expanded form right underneath it, what you're familiar with. This is 5 million. That 5 in the millions place is worth 5 million. And that makes sense because 5 times a million is worth 5 million. We're going to add that to the value of that 8. Well, the value of that 8 is worth 800. Well, 8 times 100 is 800. The value of a 7 in the tens place is worth 70. Well, 7 times 10, 7 in the tens place, is worth 7 groups of 10, or 70. And then, of course, this 3 in old school is worth 3. So 3 times 1 is 3. You can see the direct connection between new school, which is in purple, and old school, which is in, what is that color? Red. Okay, so let's look at another one here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back to my purple to show you the new school. So that's 6. Again, it's digit times place value. Well, the digit's a 6, and that 6 is living in the hundred thousands place. So I'm going to go ahead and write 100,000. If you're ever unclear how many zeros to put, find the 6 and then count how many parking spots are to the right. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's why I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros here. So for the 6 in New School, it's 6 times 100,000. Digit times place value. I get to skip the 0. I don't have to worry about it. Now I'm going to go to the 9. So I'm going to make my package. It's a 9, and it's in the 1,000s place. And since we're talking that I have 9 groups of 1,000, we multiply. Okay, I know that 9 is worth 9,000. I have 9 groups of 1,000. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the 1 next. So the digit's a 1, and it's 1 group of 100, since that 1 is parked in the hundreds place. I have to go to the next line for this. My next digit times place value. It's a 3, and it's a 3 in the tens place. I have 3 groups of 10. Remember, multiplication means of. And to finish off my package here, I need a package for the 7 digit, and the 7's in the ones place. And I know that if I was doing old school expanded form, this would be 600,000 plus 9,000 plus 100 plus 30 plus 7. I'm basically saying how I got that answer in New School expanded form. All right, one more example here. This time I'm going to type it so that it's a little bit easier to read. Got to find where that text is. There it is down there. All right, hopefully this won't be so big. Okay, so I'm going to do digit times place value. Just a reminder, digit times place value. And I'm going to add that to the next digit times place value. Okay, and I'm going to keep going all the way across. So this is how it would look. I have a 7, and it's parked in the 10,000s place. That's my first package. So now I'm going to add that to my next package. It's an 8 in the thousands place. So I'm going to add that to the next package. Now I'm going to deal with the 9. The 9 is in the hundreds place. And I'm going to now add that to the next package. It's a 2 in the tens place. I don't like the way that's sitting on 2 separate lines. I'm going to move that package down there. That's a digit of a 2 in the tens place. And my last digit's a 4, and it's parked in the ones place. And this would be New School expanded form. If I asked you to do this in Old School expanded form, I'm going to see if I can't do this. No, that's not going to work. Always trying to problem solve. I'll just have to write it. If I was doing Old School expanded form, the 7 would be worth 70,000. Well, that makes sense because 7 times 10,000 is 70,000. My 8 would be worth 8,000. Well, of course, 8 times 1,000 is worth 8,000. And then, of course, my 9 would be worth, pull down the 9, it would be worth 900, which makes sense because 9 times 100 is 900. So you can very easily check your answer by doing what you're more comfortable with if that's Old School expanded form. 2 times 10 is 20. We know that 2 in this number is worth 20, and 4 times 1 is 4. We know the value of that 4 is just 4. So you can see how Old School and New School expanded form mean the same thing. You're just giving the value of each digit, digit by digit by digit. We're taking that puzzle apart. All right, thank you for watching the video. You are going to try some on your desk on your own. Go pull a number card, check in with the teacher when you're ready, or ask for help. Thanks.